places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days, and I am here with the lovely Michelle and Vincent and Heather Rhyneer.
Yep.
Welcome to Desertwood Days.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure. You ladies are co-founders of East Valley Paranormal. Tell me about that.
Well, we met doing basically like fundraisers and events for our community. And one night we were working on an event in an art gallery, and we started to. There was odd things happening. So for days, and we started poking around, and next thing you know, we were poking around more. And 3 years later, we're still poking around trying to figure out. Yeah, we're like, there's just questions. We're like, why does it do that? And we just have questions that we want answered about.
Okay. So you guys are out here doing fundraisers, and all of a sudden weird things started happening.
Yes.
Very odd happening.
Very odd happening.
Very odd happening.
And how long ago was that?
About 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's just about 3 years now.
So you're still trying to figure it out, what's going on?
We just keep getting more questions. We find answers, and they just lead us to more questions, honestly.
Yeah.
Every investigation, we're like, why? We're trying to connect those.
Right.
The past and the present.
So that was when you decided, let's create this organization?
She created, I think she created herself.
Yeah, it was kind of like we
need to make a name because we just won't stop doing this.
Yeah.
So was this something that you had experienced prior to that day 3 years ago, or was this all new to you?
Well, it's not really new to either of us. I'm an intuitive counselor, so I'm used to dealing with spirit and the other side. And I know just from my personal experiences, lots of ghosty kind of things in my past, lots of things I wanted the answers to.
Right.
Yeah, just.
What about you, Heather?
I grew up in a haunted home when we moved out to Arizona. And so for about 2 or 3 years, we dealt with that until we finally were fed up and we moved. But yeah, I was pretty much tormented as a junior high kid, not understanding what was going on in my house, basically.
So would you say that this was something you were always interested in, or just at that point 3 years ago you decided, you know what, I need to really look into this and find out what's going on?
For me, I've always been interested in it since that time, and since I was in junior high, because I was very curious. I wanted to know who they were, why they were here. It didn't really scare me as much as I just was frustrated because I didn't understand why people were in my house. And so ever since then, I think I just have latched on to all the cheesy paranormal shows and all the Ghost-tober stuff and all the spooky stuff, and I've just have always been interested ever since.
I'd say me too.
Really?
Yeah, just various experiences through my life, and I've always seen people who aren't here. So we coexist in some level.
When you have these senses, is there other people in your family that can also feel the same thing? I mean, is it hereditary? I mean, do you have other family members?
I do. I have one of my grandmothers is a medium, so we grew up at Easter seances and weird things where we were like, "Grandma, stop!" You know what I mean? Like she would tell us who would call on the phone, and just it's always been kind of like that. So I feel it is handed down generational. You know what I mean? So
yeah, same here. I think my family also, my great grandmother and my father to an extent too.
So this, you know what, this is really a serious thing. I mean, this isn't something that you decided, let's go do this for Halloween, or let's go do this for whatever, filmmaking or whatever. This is something that you guys have dealt with for a long time in your life.
This is our life.
Yeah.
This is our lives.
Yeah. So with that being said, does people expect it to be something that's for Halloween, for entertainment? Do you run into that situation when people think this is an entertainment thing for you?
I think just most people find it pretty fascinating, and actually, as you talk to other people, they have a lot of experiences themselves, especially in certain areas like historical areas that have been around forever, and they're like, oh, my house was haunted, or oh, our business is haunted. Can you come and check it out for us? Or I don't think they use it so much as a Halloween thing, but there are a couple that are like, there's evil, and you're like, not necessarily.
Right.
I think
Demons.
they jump to like negative, and a lot of times
that's because
it's
people,
not.
when we don't understand something,
Right.
we automatically fear it, or we jump to another conclusion.
Exactly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we're trying to take a lot of that mystery out of it, I think, in what we're doing. We're trying to. Again, more questions than answers at the end of the day. But
so, I'm all up in your business now.
come on.
So, what would be a day like for East Valley Paranormal if you were, in business? What would be a normal day for you guys at work?
Well, it's a lot. We have a lot of data that we have to go through. So by the time we set up where we're going to do our location, and we set up all of our equipment and get our team together and then investigate and then come home and go through so much data, like audio and visual. And it will take us all day. And we haven't even gotten through one investigation. So it's a very long process. Like in your head, you're like, when we do a documentary, it's going to be so cool and so fun. And then you're sitting at the computer for hours and you're like,
there's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
A lot of building.
A lot of work.
To keep people's interest too. Like Heather puts together a lot of our social media videos.
Oh, okay.
And they're really cute and adorable. And if you haven't seen them, you should, because they're great. I really love but we put that together, and then we do data analysis. And then, meetings.
And then there's the production of the actual documentary.
Then there's editing. And that's a lot. There's a lot.
Okay. So if someone was experiencing something that they thought was strange, a lot of time I'm driving home, there's something strange happening every day. So do you decipher what's really strange, or if it's something just I don't know.
Yeah.
Just something that's really long before you take it on?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have like a criteria or?
Yeah, I think one of our things that we actually love to do is debunk stuff. Like that's kind of like something that we really love to do, actually. We just had an instance in Bisbee where we were hearing knocking sounds and stuff like that. We were trying to figure it out, and we realized it was just like, hey, that's the pipes in the wall. Like it's not actual knocking.
So I better not call you to my house, huh? Next time I hear knocking up.
No, you should, actually. You should.
A lot of times we do try to debunk before we
try to figure out if there is a common answer for that thing happening.
Yeah.
And that way we don't want to fool people.
Right.
We don't want to, this isn't a
or
game.
Scare people.
We're not, right.
Right.
We don't want to toy with people. So if it's happening,
of course, because you want them to take your business serious. So you don't want,
and we don't want them being terrified in their homes for no reason. A lot of times, like there's something evil in my house, and I'm like, no, you got leaky pipes, and grandma's just hanging out.
A lot of electromagnetic energy coming from various items in your home.
Right, that's true,
and it will give you that feeling. Of that creepy feeling.
Yeah, it gives you feelings of like paranoia or being watched, or if you have like really high EMF in your home.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times too, people go off of things that it's been passed down to them from generation to generation, as far as their fears also.
And the stories.
And the stories. All these superstition belief. Because I can tell you quite a few that was passed down in our family that adults would say. But now you're like, they were crazy. But you have to take in consideration those things also. That it may not seem real to you or someone else, but these are their true beliefs.
Right.
Because they're...
if you feel it, it's real.
Yeah.
Like if you're feeling it, it's absolutely real.
I
feel like that's the case.
So, Ms. Shell, you were speaking about you guys doing all the statistics and making sure that things are actually happening.
Right, the data analysis and stuff.
Yes.
Just like a general self-debunking kind of thing. If there's evidence, we automatically will try to figure out what it could be. And if we can't figure that out, then it's paranormal.
Okay. So do you have any new projects coming up at this time?
We do. We're actually working on a pilot right now, our very first webisode episode, part of our docuseries.
Wow.
So it'll be on the Nile Theater in Mesa.
Wonderful. So what would that consist of? I mean, is it, if you can talk about it?
We can talk some about it.
Okay.
We explore the history of the building, which is very varied. There's a lot of history underneath that land, and that's really what we focus on, because we have a brand new building that we investigate that's only 3 years old, but it's very haunted. We go in and investigate the history of the place. There's a lot of research done. We went into the library and really deep dove into some old articles and things like that. And then we go in and we just capture what we can. We go in with our equipment, we capture the evidence. Generally, you don't know until it's over what evidence was captured. But then when we get the analysis done, that's when all the exciting stuff comes out. That's when like 50 EVPs come across and apparitions.
Okay. So if you and Heather are together somewhere on site, and Heather feels something or experiences something, do you feel it or experience it also?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes if we walk into a room, we can feel how heavy it is. Sometimes it really depends on where your mindset is. If I'm thinking about 1,000 other things and I go in real hurried, I probably won't feel it as much as someone who really kind of feels like in tune to the building. So it really depends on where your mind is, and that's why a lot of people don't have experiences, and some people do. And so I think if we both go in and we're tuned into the building and really just let it talk to us, then we usually kind of feel like it's really heavy in here, or just temperature fluctuations or smells. We'll get smells, and it's like, you're like, what does that smell? It smells like perfume, or it smells like cigar smoke, or it smells like dirt, or it's just so we usually kind of feel it around the same time.
What I have a friend that also has those types of, I don't know what to call it, feelings or senses. Intuitions. And we were at an event one day I had invited her to, and there was a lady from Florida, I believe, was there. And after my friend had left, she told me, I just got such strong vibes from your friend. And that's because my friend has those intuitions also. So they both were feeling off each other. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, John kind of, little battery polarities and stuff. Yeah.
So if someone were looking for you, how would they find you?
Go ahead. I was gonna
Well, we don't see how you guys just looked at each other.
Right, we're like, who's going?
Go
We have extensive social media. So we have evpinvestigates.com is our website, but we also have an IMDb page. We have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
And they're all under at East Valley Paranormal.
At East Valley Paranormal.
Or at EVP Investigates is the YouTube channel. So if it wasn't quite available, it's a
You guys are just all over the place. Okay.
A little bit.
I love that.
We've got a few events coming up too. We have we're doing a
community ghost hunt.
Yeah, we're doing community ghost hunt. That's actually happening tonight. If anyone's interested, they can check it out through our link on our Instagram. And we also have the Zen Nights coming on the 29th. We're doing an event with Zen Nights, doing a little ghost tour of a known haunt in downtown Mesa.
Coolio.
Little tours.
Well, it was such a pleasure having you both here today.
Thank you.
And I look forward to hearing more about what you're doing out here in the community. Thank you for being here with Desertwood Days.